government has ordered the public servants back to work. If you're still at home, they said get back to work and get the CBD alive again and get spending and get the cafes and the bars, the restaurants, everything going again, because I tell you what, it's been hugely damaging, and a lot of people have stayed at home during this process and not gone back into the CBDs, and it's hurt. And so what you've seen in Auckland is the government's really keen to tidy things up crime-wise. Viv Beck, of course, with Heart of the City, has done the same thing, and they've been quite aggressive in the space to move out, the dangers and make sure people know that it can be safe again, and they're working towards this as a way of getting people back into the city. Now, she has said come on back to work as well. How many people have stayed at home? How many don't go into the city anymore for work? It puts huge pressure on these businesses because they have these buildings, no one's there anymore. They have the bills and the fixed costs and everything. And then, of course, the car parks, well, they're not full, the cafes, restaurants, there's all these auxiliary businesses, and retail's really hurting as well. So they need people back. Short of an economic plan, this might be it. Viv Beck is with us from the Heart of the City in Auckland. Viv, g'day, nice to have you on.
Oh, good to be here.
So what have you said? So you've said time to get back into the office as well?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I think this move to tighten the work from home policies is good. We're pretty encouraged by it. It's having an impact here. I think I might have just caught the tail end of what you were saying. It's certainly impacted a lot of businesses here. The combination of the large-scale construction for years and the working from home. We've got about 30,000 fewer people coming in our weekday morning peaks.
Is that what the number is now? That's quite a lot, isn't it? I've seen you've got to put a number on it now, 30,000.
Yeah,
so that's 30,000 people's not swiping swiping at the coffee cart and things like that. And that people get affected by that, right?
Yeah. And the point we're making really is between now and when we get that City Rail link, which will open up access for some people, we just need to do everything we can to get people back. And we're fortunate we have tourists and people living here and events and students, but it's a noticeable shortfall. And I think, flexibility is here, but having a good look at how that working from home works is is from our perspective a good thing to do.
It's tough though, isn't it, for some people, because they say it takes about 3 weeks to change a habit, and some people really enjoyed working from home. Some people did initially, but it wore off, with the kids walking into your home office every 2 minutes, no thanks. So for some it worked, for some it didn't, and people couldn't wait to get back into the vibe of the city and the vibe of, going to work and seeing people. It's really important to have people in your life, but some people really really enjoyed it, and it could be hard pricing them back into the city.
Yeah, I think there's one size doesn't fit all here. I think generally I hear from a lot of people, employers, who talk about the benefit of having people, and I understand that myself, just that whole sort of people together does help culture and teamwork and all those sort of things. And I understand there are some businesses and some people that it works to work differently. And I think businesses have to make their own decision about what's right for their business and their people. I think, though, it certainly struck a chord with us. We did lobby central government and council as COVID restrictions lifted and said, look, this is having a big impact on many of our businesses, and if we can encourage people back, that is helpful. So it's not a new thing for us to be talking about. But I think as time's gone on, it really has had an impact. And I think the city will change over time, and I think more people will live here, and that's all a good thing. But between now and that City Rail link, we're saying to council, this is really important. We get the barriers down and we encourage people back.
Yeah, and you've had a few unsavoury things happen.
$billions of investment.
Yeah, I know. And look, it's the thing is, I've been critical of Auckland, but I'm also aware and see things positively too. Like Auckland's on the cusp, I reckon. You've got all that investment that's about to pop, right?
Yeah,
so you've done all the hard work.
Absolutely.
And I know it's been ugly. I know it's been difficult for people. I know these streets have been closed, but they will open again. It's a moment in time. Yeah. And the investment that you've put in, they're under the ground. People have no idea. There's a city now under the ground. I don't know. You've probably been down there. I haven't yet. But it is going to be an incredible people mover. Yeah, it's amazing, right?
It is. It is, absolutely is. And people, we've got pockets now that people can see transformation and they love it. So we're really positive about and actually the investment is indicating confidence in the future. It's kind of the here and now and the next little while that we're sort of concerned about and wanting to just make sure that we keep the place vibrant and buzzing until that investment comes to pass, because we don't want people completely out of the habit either, that we want them to be coming here and wanting to come here. But it will make things a lot easier. There's no doubt about that.
You know, as a boy, I would often and always go into the CBD with my mother on a Friday night and went to farmers and all those sorts of things. And it was part of the culture of growing up, right? And so I haven't done that with my kids, but I did recently. My boy turned 14, and with 4 of his other mates, I got my hotel in the city, and I went in there. Yeah, and I because their parents said, okay, well, all their parents said, Duncan, it's not safe, and I said, well, I bet it is. Yeah. And because, you know, to get into trouble, you've got to be pretty unlucky, to be honest, I reckon. The wrong place, wrong time, all that sort of thing. It's just unfortunate. And so I got this hotel in Queen Street, and at 1 a.m, I said to the boys, because they're still on their phones and do this, come on, get out of bed, put your clothes on, I'm taking you for a walk down Queen Street. Went down one side of Queen Street, back up the other, and apart from one weird guy yelling at me from across the road, it was entirely fine. And I think their parents had their eyes on stalks the next day, but it was fine, you know. So the CBD, it's had safety issues, but I reckon it's turning around, you know.
It absolutely is, and we're pretty excited about that, because the extra police have made a difference. The work to sort of support some of those social issues is making a difference. They're the things that we've lobbied for. They're happening, and it is feeling a lot better. So, no, we're excited, and we want people to want to come back, obviously, and I understand that for some it may not work. But if there is a trend towards thinking about what works for a business, what works to have the benefit of having people back together, then we're saying this is a good thing. If this conversation is had and we end up with some more people back, that's important for the economy here as we head into what is going to be a significant change ahead.
Yeah, it is quite exciting. But the number of shops or retail outlets that have gone, do you have numbers on, you know, for lease or that sort of thing? What's gone on?
I do. I don't have them all in front of me, but the office vacancy, particularly in the sort of the what they call the sort of prime higher rated properties, is actually very low. So that's good. And a lot of that is sort of more at the developed end, the waterfront end. We've got still construction in the midtown. Some of the secondary property is not quite so low, but it's definitely trending in the right direction. Similarly, with the retail is trending to lower vacancies. And at the lower end of Queen Street, we've got demand outstripping supply now. So once again, it's the trajectory is good, the longer term confidence is good, and we're just trying to sort of make sure that we have as many people here as possible in the interim.